So this bottle looks like a weird example for UX, but I'm gonna explain why this is actually such a good versus bad UX example. What is good UX design and what is bad UX design? If you don't know the answer, then this is the video for you. We hear about good UX all the time, but what exactly is bad UX design and how can you spot it? That's what we're going to show today in this video. We're going to take a look at a few digital examples of good versus bad UX, and then we also have a very interesting object that looks like bad UX but is actually good UX. Okay, without further ado, let's just jump right in. This is the website of the government of the UK. Now, oftentimes when you check out governmental websites, they're just very old and overwhelmed with information. And the first thing that you notice when you check out gov.uk is how clean and clear everything is. The website is ordered or structured by different topics, but the first thing that comes into sight is this search bar that you can use to find information. For example, let's see what happens if I want to move to the UK. So let's type in visa. Now you will immediately see how many results there are. You can also sort your information by topic or by content type, and you immediately see the thing that I'm actually gonna go for, and that is applying for a visa to come to the UK. As you can see, the web pages are very clear and clean. It's easy to scan the information, it's easy to navigate through the website, and these are oftentimes two pointers that don't work so well with governmental websites. And to give you an example of this, I'm gonna show you the website that is the ultimate nightmare for everyone that moves to Germany, namely the German governmental website. This website is completely overwhelming when it comes to navigation and information. There is a navigation bar on the top, but there is also a navigation bar on the left, and there are a bunch of links. So my first question here is, where can I find the information that I'm looking for? And that is what oftentimes makes up bad UX, when there is poor information architecture and people find it hard to find the information they're looking for in a fast and efficient way. Let's just type in the same thing we typed in on the UK website, and let's search for a visa. I get only 7 results in comparison to the 5,000 plus results I got on the UK website. And there are different visas that I can apply to. So one for Switzerland, one for a study or an internship, and then there is a page on the bottom of all the results that is what I'm actually looking for, and that is how to get a visa and a residency here in Berlin. So the main takeaway of this is good UX design happens when there is a good information architecture, when the elements on the page make sense, when the elements on the page help people to scan the information fast and find the information they're looking for fast. And if you want to know more about information architecture, we actually did a video on this where we do a deep dive on information architecture. So you can click here and then you'll find that video as well. We can't talk about good UX versus bad UX without mentioning dark UX patterns. Dark patterns are tactics that companies employ to get users to do what they want them to do, even though this might not be in the best interest of the user. And a prime example of a website that employs dark UX patterns is Booking.com. One of the key tactics that Booking.com uses to pursue you in booking and accommodation is adding this label to offers that says, only 2 left at this price on our site. What this does is gives you a sense of pressure. You need to book fast because you don't want to miss out on this offer. and this kind of pressures people into impulse buying or impulse booking, and that is actually a dark pattern because it's not transparent and it gives people this feeling of stress. Now, there are also other travel websites that are way more transparent with their prices and their offers, and one of these websites is Skyscanner. And what I like so much about Skyscanner is that it always transparently communicates the price that you're going to pay. So for example, if I want to fly from Berlin to New York, I see that with Finnair, we have 7 deals starting from 1,058 euros. And when I click on select, I can actually see the total price. So what Skyscanner does really well is communicating transparently how much you will pay for an offer, and it also shows you different portals where you can book your ticket. And for this last example of good versus bad UX, I actually need to go to my fridge. So let's go. So this bottle looks like a weird example for UX, but I'm gonna explain why this is actually such a good versus bad UX example. This soda bottle is called a cod neck bottle, and the weird part about this is that it's quite cinched in the middle, and you will see in a minute why that is. So let's close this away and take a closer look at this bottle. And what you see is that it consists of 2 plastic parts. This little plastic part has a cap that you have to push out. And when you take a closer look at this, you will see that the bottle is closed with a little glass marble. Now, what we want to do is push this glass marble into the bottle, and we do that with this little plastic thing. So now what you can see is that the marble is in the middle of the bottle. Why is this actually? At first when I saw this, I thought this is just a gimmick and a bit of a weird way to open a bottle, quite bad UX. But the reason a bottle like this exists is because back in the day, this was the right way to keep a carbonated drink. So this bottle actually helps to keep the carbonation inside. So now you can just drink this. And you see that the marble gets stuck in the cinched part of the bottle. When I turn the bottle, you will see that the marble moves and I can just drink my soda. But to close it all off, I'll show you one final classic example, and that is called the Norman door. The Norman door is named after Don Norman, who is a godfather of UX, and these are doors that have handles. And whenever you see a door with a handle, you might think it's a door that you have to pull, but oftentimes these doors are actually doors that you have to push. And that is what's called a Norman door, because it's not clear if this is a door that you have to push or pull. Have a look next time you enter a building if it has a Norman door, and if you have any other examples of good versus bad UX in real life, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick and snappy breakdown of what good versus bad UX looks like, and if you want to know how to become a good UX designer, then I recommend you check out this video where I share 7 essential steps on how to become a UX designer. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.